Austin, you got to be a little careful. They're a little uptight. You can't talk about, like in Houston, you can't say Bush on stage.
Man, Trump stage. Either.
Or Trump either. Austin, you could say shit about Trump. And you could talk about Bush and they'll all clap.
It's a college hippie town.
It's a college hippie town.
Yeah.
So how was it like for you those 5 years being married, doing comedy?
You know what? It's crazy. That's really kind of... Being married, when I used to hear people say being married, it was the hardest shit I was ever going to do. It got me closer to God. However, it made me focus more on just comedy. But in my situation, it was tough because I'm a woman, you know, as you can see. And so my husband at the time couldn't handle, you know, if I get off stage, you already know if I do a great job, the host is supposed to come up and piggyback off what I said. Let's make this shit even funnier, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, the host would come up after me and be like, God damn, you see the titties on this bitch? I want to fuck the shit out of her. Meanwhile... You know, he was from New Orleans. So I got him coming from the back of the stage wanting to kick everybody's ass. And in his rightful so, somebody's disrespecting his queen. But I'm up here to do a job, so I need you to hold all of that inside. And that's really the reason, one of the reasons that we separated, because he couldn't handle the disrespect, and he'd get mad at me because I wouldn't let him go.
Why the fuck would you take him to your goddamn shows?
Well, you know, shit, you gonna tell your husband, no, you can't go.
Yeah, you have to tell him.
Well, it got to that at the end. It was like, man, if you can't
you have to tell him.
Because he couldn't handle it. He could not handle it.
That is the toughest part of being a comic. Is you become, it's like, I always think about this. When I'm eating dinner with my wife and daughter, and she's saying prayers before we eat, I'm like, what if I would have been in the mafia right now? And tonight, I got to go shoot somebody.
Yeah.
Like, when I joined the mafia, I didn't have this. When I got into comedy, I didn't have this.
Yeah.
Now I got this, and I got to make this work.
Yeah.
You know, when I got married, I did a whole podcast about 30 years ago, I made a mistake. I got married. I wasn't ready to get married. I wasn't ready to get married. I wasn't ready to be a fucking dad. And it caused lives, and it caused anguish, whatever. But when you get into comedy, I feel bad for a comedy partner has to be a certain type of person.
Yes.
And it's like, you got to look at them after the third date and go, let me ask you something. Do I come to your engineering office with you? No.
Yeah.
You ain't coming to do comedy with me. I ain't cheating on you. I ain't looking for pussy.
Yeah.
It's just a job.
That was our problem, yeah.
And that's the big problem that and then you have the problem when they're dating you as a man, and now you're in Oklahoma with Kevin Hart and Raza J and, you know, 6 other brothers.
Yeah.
What's he fucking thinking?
Yeah, exactly. Especially when he can't go. Yeah.
Especially when you come home and go, Kevin gave me a $200 bonus. Yeah. Did he?
Yeah. What did you do to get that?
That motherfucker just made a sex tape. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
So, and think about guys.
Oh, yeah.
Guys get married. The chick is white. Oh my God!
It doesn't matter. I love him.
So
he's not going to do that.
It's so much fun. Wait till you knock the bitch up, and she's home with 2 ugly kids, and you're on the road selling T-shirts and hats, trying to make ends meet because you and I both know it. A feature act. You got to fly to Florida and stay for 3 weeks to break even, because if you go back and forth with the plane ticket, you lost.
You lost.
So once you go to Florida, you got to make sure you do Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, and then during the week, you got to find somewhere to crash, or that 40 comes out of your pocket. You're staying in Miami next to fucking the survivors from Bermuda. Fucking yelling and screaming and doing Santeria next to you and shit.
God.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the reality of it, that you don't know these things. So how do you explain that? You know, when I'm calling you and I'm like, Ma, hi, Crystal. How you doing? You got that crying baby on your thing. Yeah. And you've been alone all week. And I'm like, I'm here with Lee. We're eating tacos in Miami. And you're like,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
This baby is in my...
Are you fucking crazy? You're not going to believe who I met. I met Bill Cosby. You're like, Bill Cosby, my fucking ass. Get your fucking ass home. And you best send that money home. Yeah. You got to send that money home, because I'm sitting here by myself with no money. So on Mondays, you got to send money home. See how happy that bitch is. Yeah. Go up to her after 10 years and go, so how is it being married to a comedian? That woman or that man has to be so secure.
Yes, that's the key word.
They are.
Yep.
You see my wife. You met my wife. Mm-hmm. My wife is over it. Go to my wife and tell her you want to suck my dick.
She's going to say...
You know what my wife will say?
How long?
Take him. Take him, suck his dick, and take the laundry. You might as well do the laundry while you suck his dick.
Please.
Please. My wife will tell you.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't even, my wife let it go after like 3 years.
Really?
She had to. You have to let it go. She's involved. We're partners. She's my comedy. She does the paperwork. She makes the calls to the agents. She does the commercial. But as far as I don't want her.
Back,
I don't want her at shows. I don't want to hold something back.
Because you feel you do that, yeah.
Me say something. Like, I took a shit in the backyard one time. I didn't tell her immediately. I told the joke a couple times. And then one day, after about a year later.
By the way.
You know.
A year later.
Yeah, that Powell back there.
Said, after we moved from that apartment, I said, hey, I took a shit in the backyard one day. And she said, was that shit that night that she came upstairs yelling that there was a bear in the yard? I said, yeah, that was the same thing.
I was the bear.
Yeah, most women can't handle that. Most guys
can't. Yeah, it's like,
how the fuck am I gonna go on Facebook at 11 o'clock at night after I worked a 12-hour shift at the Dodge store? Get on there, and there you are with your cutoff shirt, looking fine in a motherfucker, and me and Leah hugging you.
Yeah.
Think about that. So that's why I give it to porno husbands. Those women
I can't
are
even
sucking
imagine.
dick, putting cum in their ear. And they're like, all right, what do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner?
Yeah.
How about fucking antibiotics and fucking and that shit
some
you put
Lysol
on?
wipes.
That shit you put on and bubbles up. What's that liquid that you put up and it bubbles up all the infections?
Peroxide.
Peroxide.
And monkey blood, turpentine, all of that. Get all the infection out.
5 years, were they hard for you?
Very hard.
Where's your ex now?
He's in Houston. Yeah.
You communicate?
We still communicate because the fact my brother told me this because it was so funny. My family, we from the South. My mother was the oldest of 4 boys, so all my family's been married for 100 years. So they don't believe motherfucker can stab you in your throat, drag you down the street, and fuck a bitch in front of your face. And they like, well, you need to work it out. So my brother was like, you know what? He showed up at a comedy show, and my brother didn't know. I didn't have time to tell him, and he just said, hey, whatever you decide, if we love him, I love him. If you hate him, I hate him. But you don't make another, if he wants to be with you and he wants to work this shit out, you don't make another big gesture. Because I moved out here and then I moved back to Houston. And then when it didn't work out, I moved back. So we've been in communication, but I'm like, if you want to make this work, you got to come out here because I'm not moving anymore. Because I'm really, really blessed to even be able to get back into comedy. Because when you leave LA, you don't get, a lot of people don't get to come back. This is hard. Like I like did some things I ain't proud of to get back here.
You know when you leave the line and go to the bathroom,
Man.
you come back and you're like, that was my spot. And they're like, no, it ain't.
And that's,
you got to start in the fucking
and that's
back
exactly
again.
what I had to do.
Because by the time you left and you came back,
it was a whole
1,000 motherfuckers moved here.
That's exactly
1,000
it.
motherfuckers moved here.
So I'm really blessed with that part to be able to get back. And we communicate. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm older, so it ain't shit in these streets. I don't have time for the games. I don't have time. No, you can't borrow my car. No, you can't. Now, if you my man and we've been rocking, you can have whatever I have. And I'll even get out there in them trenches with you to help. But if you just somebody trying to date me, these brothers that nowadays and white boys, just men, you know, let me borrow your car. Can I borrow some money? Or can you help me get on this show? Man, I'm out here struggling myself. So it's nothing out here as far as like dating, especially in California. I said I need to go to New York or to Texas to find, because I like men. I like men. I don't need nobody that I can look at and be like, I bet you I can open hand slap the shit out of him. I can't have that because I'm the bitch that'll push it that far. So I need a man, and preferably nobody in the industry. Like, I want a man who got my hands don't need to be rougher than theirs. Like, I get it, your hands probably a little soft from the lotion and shit, and I understand that. But I need it to be a callus somewhere. Just one. You got, let me see.
I got some. They're a little small.
Yeah, they like
jerking off.
Yeah, they soft, and that's okay. I want you to get exhausted, but I need a man. I need a man, like a man.